I think we approach these games the right way. You know, if you look around the landscape of college basketball, all the teams in these leagues are beating other teams. Southern beats Mississippi State. Alabama State went at Virginia Tech. So, you know, we're playing good. You know, because we beat a team by 50, there's a tendency to demean the game or demean the team we beat. But there's teams in these leagues that's going on the road beating other teams. Arkansas Pine Bluff the other night led Oklahoma State at halftime. So we prepare our kids the same way no matter who we play. And we play for 40 minutes. We play hard, we play the right way. I could see a lot of improvement defensively from the Prairie View game to this game. I thought our defense was a lot better. We foul too much. I have to take some responsibility for that, and that, you know, we teach our kids to play really aggressive. Now we've got to play really aggressive and smarter. But we're 2 games into this thing. You know, we turned that team over 23 times tonight because of our aggressiveness. So, you know, aggressiveness is kind of like a quarterback that throws 7 touchdowns and has 3 interceptions. If you start trying to correct his interceptions, you may not get his touchdown passes. Sometimes you got to let your kids learn by trial and error. But that's obviously something that we're going to be really starting to hone in on in practice. As a matter of fact, I told my assistants downstairs, starting Monday, we're going to bring referees in to start refereeing our practices and call them tight, so our kids will, you know, stop hand checking. But a lot of this also is due to the new rules. I mean, they're calling everything. Half the fouls that were called against us tonight, for instance, would not have been called last year. Because these referees, they go to clinics, they go to seminars, they get evaluated, they get coached and taught. And they want, the powers that be said, we want a free-flowing, cleaner offensive game. So we're not going to allow any contact whatsoever. You know, we put that team on the free throw line 30 times. I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's something that we're going to have to adjust to.
Questions, please?
Yeah, Kelvin, speaking of that, how much of that just the learning process of learning exactly what the refs are going to call with these new rules?
That's a great point, John. I think we have to learn that. You know, teams like that team wasn't a very aggressive defensive team, so obviously, they didn't touch us. But for us, we've just got to. We'll edit the tape. We'll edit every foul, and we'll bring our kids in, and the assistant coaches will put it on their iPads and show them, look what you did on this drive. You know, better angle, winning the first dribble better. You know, when you lose the first dribble, that means you're being reactive. If you win the first dribble, now you can be proactive. So we've got to do a better job of winning the first dribble, and then we've got to get to the right spot. Now, Bert could have 4 fouls just in stretching. I mean, he can go out there and stretch and have 3 fouls. I mean, Bert's a fouler. So I'm not sure if I'm ever get Bert out of fouling. And Rob, I'm not sure Rob could guard the back door with 2 cannons. So, you know, guys that are poor defenders tend to foul a lot. Good defenders tend not to. The guy that can do a lot better is LeRon. LeRon had 4 fouls tonight just on touching the guy on drives. Move your feet, LeRon. Quit reaching. So, but all those things can be corrected. You know, we're talking about areas of the game that we're going to get a lot better in. But I saw a lot of improvement in our defense just over 2 games.
Galen and Rob, when you're out there in a game like this and you're up by as much as you are, how difficult do you find it to be to stay playing the game you're supposed to be playing and not getting too wild?
No, it's not too difficult at all because Coach Sampson does a good job staying on us and keeping us focused on the task at hand. So there might be a few plays where we're not as focused as we need to, but you know, he can get onto us and get us to focus and get back to the intensity we need to play at pretty easy.
Yeah, to follow what Rob said, you know, just stay aggressive and keep playing hard. We have an agenda before every game about, you know, the team, and we try to follow up on the plan and just stay aggressive.
Coach Sampson, how do you like the defense from tonight better than the last game?
Breakdowns, not as many breakdowns. You know, some of these kids are coming from programs where, you know, they don't play defense. You know, it's going to take some of these guys probably a month. You know, today's November the 21st, so I see a lot of improvement. Where I really see the improvement this week was in practice. You know, if you broke down and watched our first 10 defensive possessions tonight, you probably saw no mistakes, none. Now, if they scored, that doesn't mean we made a mistake. It means they made a tough shot. I mean, we went out one time and really contested a 3, and they made it. But I think the first 8 minutes of the game, they only had 5 points. But that's the improvement, you know. And then the last 6 points they scored, I think the first half was on free throws. And I think at halftime they had 20 points. So think about it, you know. How many baskets did they score the first half? That's defense. You know, you can belittle who we're playing all you want. This time of year, I just look at all these teams that are getting beat by people. You know, you got to guard, man. You know, whoever's on the schedule, we have to guard that team. Now, against Prairie View, it was our first game. We had to start somewhere. So that game was in the books. We tagged it, we cataloged it, we edited it, and we showed it. We went to practice this week and really worked hard on it. And I saw a lot of improvement from then to tonight. Now, when you start running guys in and out, you know, defense is a lot about trust. I mean, we're defense is going to create a lot of offense out of our defense too, because we're athletic and you know, we get passing lanes and we use our length and our active hands and get deflections and loose balls. I think there was 11 loose balls tonight and we got 10 of them. That means we're playing hard. You know, that's important.
Kelvin, how important is it in a game like this where you're able to get the lead and you're able to stretch your bench and go to all your guys and just get them game action?
Yeah. Well, this time of year, people says, who's your starting lineup? I let them determine it. You know, Galen started at point. Ronnie had a great game last game. I'm like, wait, Ronnie practices. Galen, I said, Galen, you go in there and start tonight. And Ronnie comes off the bench and only plays 19 minutes. He has 20 points, 4 assists, no turnovers, and 2 steals. Pretty good. You know, our 2 point guards tonight had 12 turnovers and 12 assists and no turnovers. But I thought you know, your defense usually is going to be as good as your point of attack. You know, point of attack in football is your quarterback. If the quarterback plays good, your team's usually going to play pretty good at that end of the field. If our point guards are good defensively, that means we have a chance to be a good defensive team. Our point guards against Prairie View weren't very good. But, you know, Galen didn't know whether he was going to foot a horseback. You know, his family's here, he's from Houston. He was chasing about 3 rabbits. You know, if you chase 3 rabbits, you're not going to catch any of them. But he's a freshman, you know. He's come from Westbury Christian. He's not ready to play in college yet. He will be, though. Look at the difference in that first game and this game.
Coach, defense, you mentioned back in the past, it's about effort. Are you seeing that a lot more, not just from practice, just into the game?
Yeah, our kids competed tonight. I thought our effort was outstanding. I would think if you were asked Coach Samuels, what did you like most about our team? If I were the opposing coach, I'd say how hard they play. You know, that's what jumped out at me about our team. But you know, we have to continue to get better in that area. You know, if something happens once, it could be an accident. If it happens twice, it might be a coincidence. But when it happens 3 or more times, now it becomes a habit. So we're working to develop habits. You can't develop habits in January and February. You develop habits in October and November. That's when you work to develop your habits. And we're not there, no teams yet. We're 2 games into a 31-game season. You know, when we get to our 10th, 11th, 12th game, you know, we should be ready to go. But, you know, now something pops up every day that we need to work on. You know, like tonight, we've got to do a better job of getting clean defensive rebounds, getting the ball out to our point guards. It's because when we get in transition, that's when we're at our best. We're a good running team. But we're getting a lot of stops. But we got to learn to adjust to this new refereeing philosophy of calling all the contact. And it's not the referee's fault. All they're doing is enforcing the rules. And they're doing a good job of it, trust me. But what we've got to do is make sure we understand that you play defense with your feet, not your hands.
We have time for one more question if anybody has it.
Robinson, how you feeling after 17-8?
Feeling very good, especially after the way I played the first game. Told Coach told me to come out and play aggressive, play fearless, and that's what I did. And I guess it showed.
That's it. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate your time.